Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 140 until I'm a YouTube millionaire. And today I wanted to talk about a little bit about faster than light communication because I just got a little bit of a taster of it on Tim Pool's one of his videos today, and it's a topic that I discuss at length in my novel series. Which, by the way, I'll be completely frank with you, I am fully convinced, personally, that the information I am getting to write my novel series is coming from whispers that God is giving to me. All right, I'm just going to tell you that straight up. And I even talk about said whispers like that's everything in the story. The whole story, there's constantly whispers happening. And if you read the first novel, I already show some of that, but it gets a lot more in depth in the future videos. So how does one have faster than light communication? Well, principally there are two ways that I've been able to discern from the ether, if you will, as well as being combined with my personal experience, my experiences in life and my knowledge. My master's in electrical engineering, I understand a little bit about telecommunications and frequencies and stuff like that. But two principal ways. The first one is the way that Tim is talking about on this video, which is quantum entanglement. Now, he doesn't have the precise word for it, and I totally get it. It's not simple stuff. It's pretty complicated. But essentially what quantum entanglement is there are two particles, doesn't matter how far away they are, in two separate points in the universe. Let's say that they're on completely separate sides. So 94 billion light years away from one another. That means it takes 94 billion years for light itself to travel between the two particles. That's the entire distance of the universe that we can discern. Yeah, sure, the universe is 13.77 billion years old, but it's been expanding that whole time. So it's much bigger than 13.7 billion light years across. Okay? So one point on one side of the universe, one particle on the other side of the universe. You do something to one of the particles, and the other particle reacts in a predictable manner. Therefore, you have the ability to discern a signal from doing something to that first particle. Let's just say that you tap on it, and it turns the particle blue on the other side of the universe. And every time you tap on it, just like Morse code, you have binary. He's talking about it in this video. There you go. From that one thing, ones and zeros, binary, yeses and nos, you can communicate with perfect fidelity. Just like the pixels on the screen of a computer monitor or a phone screen or what have you. It only takes binary. The whole of our computers are established based upon binary code. It's very simple and very straightforward. Once you have that, that's all you need. So that's the first way. And at least Tim is talking about scientists saying that they think they figured it out, how to do it. Now, we would have to be able to find that other particle across the universe in order to get the communication signal, but there are ways you can establish that. Now, let's say you do something to entangle two particles that are nearby, like right next to one another, and you're manipulating both of them to get them entangled. I don't know how exactly you would do that. I don't know the details of it, but you've got those two particles right there. Okay, now they're entangled. So you take one particle, you hold on to it, and the other one, you just send away. And it can just keep going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. So it could land on the surface of Mars, and normally it would take 20 minutes for light to get to Mars, telecommunication signals to get to Mars, but all you got to do is tap this particle, and you've got a binary code. There you go. So instead of having to wait 20 minutes to get that signal across, you can just tap that particle and get a binary code. It'll take quite a while, depending on the frequency of the signal, but you've got a way to communicate instantaneously. And the other one is one that I think is rather simple in theory. We don't know how to do the It's not public how to do the things in order to get it accomplished yet, but it's rather simple in theory. You create a wormhole, and in that wormhole, on one side, you have the communications relay, whatever it is. So let's just say it's a satellite that you're trying to send a internet signal on, upon which you're trying to send an internet signal. And then on the other side of that wormhole is, say, planet Mars. The satellite is orbiting Earth, and the other side of the wormhole is on Mars. Okay? Now you have various celestial points of reference frames, anchors, and whatnot, which would make it rather difficult to discern precisely how to gauge that wormhole, because the entire universe is in motion everywhere, all over the place. So the galaxy's rotating around its center at about 93 miles per second. The sun is rotating around the galaxy at 93 miles per second, and the galaxy itself is moving at 193 miles per second, and we're moving in the galactic clusters, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. There's motion everywhere. So it's kind of hard to do it without a good anchor. But let's say you establish a wormhole actually on the satellite. So it's got a platform, the wormhole is anchored upon it. It's a portal. And on the other side is the surface of Mars. It's a portal anchored on the surface of Mars. The signal is beamed directly there. You don't need to worry about it anymore. That 20 minutes, it's not a thing. And you can also send people through those wormholes. Now you've got teleportation. How about that? I talk about all this stuff in my novel series, and I think, like I said, I'm pretty damn sure that God's giving it to me. Okay? Because I'm a smart guy, but it's more than just being smart. You got to be at the right place, the right time, the right psychological layering, the right experiences, the right education to be able to convey it properly. And I'm almost certain that this is coming from on high. It's technology that is absolutely mind-blowing. And the Ophanim, which are clockwork angels, those really crazy-looking clockwork angels, the reason they all have eyes, quote-unquote, all over themselves, and they're basically spinning gyroscopes, is because the gyroscopic mechanism is how you actually tear open a hole in space. And I talk about that in my novel series. And the eyes are how you actually collapse the wave function. So the Ophanim is a robot, but it is fully conscious. It's got a soul. It was created by humans, and it's got a soul. It exists. It's got a consciousness. So a free will, a perception. Therefore, it can collapse all of its visions upon the central point in the middle of the Ophanim, and that's where the portal is, from one spot in the universe to the other. It's in the center. And the movie Contact, I believe Carl Sagan was actually given some information from on high as well. Now, he had a much different perspective on spirituality and religion than I do. He believed in God, very much so, but it was pretty different from my personal beliefs. Nevertheless, doesn't mean you can't be used by God and be given that information that you need to find the right answers. Well, the time machine, or the teleportation machine that was eventually created in that movie was a giant Ophanim. Look at it. Watch that movie. It's an Ophanim. So the only separation there is that the Ophanim they made in the movie Contact didn't have consciousness. It didn't have a soul. It was just a robot, a machine. But with AI technology advancing as it is, the missing component to truly having consciousness I'm going to just say this outright. It's love. It is love. Love is everything. If you read the book Time Enough for Love by Robert Heinlein, he talks about that with the artificial intelligence in that book. Psychological layering, my friends. Psychological layering. You find the decentralized kernels of truth and put them together in your own understanding of the world, and that's how you come to new understandings. So yeah, I think, honestly, the timing of me writing this novel series is perfectly aligned with what's going to happen in the next couple of years. In the next couple of years, I truly believe, right around 2028, we're going to come out and make it totally public that we have time machines. And once we start using it, those time machines, time will become completely irrelevant. It will no longer matter. Because if you can just travel through space and time like it's a mountain or a valley or what have you, kind of like something that's explained in the movie Interstellar by Christopher Nolan, then there are no limitations. You could just click some buttons on a console in your time machine, make a portal that'll transport you from where you are now to Zeta Reticuli, 6,000 years in the future or something. And that's it. So long as you have the anchors set up properly. So, anyway, that's what I got for today. Lots of really cool things on the horizon, so long as we get this satanic pedophile ring out of the way. All right, guys. Love y'all. Peace. See why I always say that now?